Hey my Acers, what's up? It's Gamer Guy 7 Aces, and today I'm discussing the whole hype about the custom character for Sonic Forces and what that means for the fan base and how that will impact the entire Sonic community, both franchise and the fan base. By the way though, I'm always saying Acers and Swaggers, I gotta choose which one to say. But anyway, that's besides the point. Now, E3 came a bit early, didn't it? E3 came early. I was thinking, we all thought that Sega wouldn't announce the third character until E3, but they announced it pretty early, which May is usually the month that Sega starts heavily promoting their games. So, it's only, this is normal. They did the same for Lost World, also Generations, and Colors. So, yeah. But, yeah, the reason why I'm making this video is because, I always thought, oh crap, so far the whole buzz about Sonic Forces has been a lot of negativity and bashing from the fan base, from modern Sonic to even classic Sonic, and even I was a little critical of classic Sonic because it was just meh to me, and I was thinking, oh shit, the custom character is going to be really bashed on. But to my surprise, the buzz has been mostly positive, which is surprising. Like, this has even made Sonic trend on Twitter, online. It trended #1, the trailer, for a while, which is the first time Sonic has trended so high on YouTube at all, So the general audience is pretty interested in this game now, which is great. Like, Sega has really come up with something very ingenious, and I think this is really going to impact the game and the entire community. In fact, I remember before I was saying a lot, especially when I was talking to Premier Remy, I told him that, there's no way this game is going to sell more than Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is going to sell more, period. Classic games usually sell a lot, and it's digital, and more people, are looking forward to it. But now I think that may not be the case. Sonic Forces may, emphasis on may, Sonic Forces may outsell Sonic Mania on the custom character alone, because this opens the door to an entire community of people who draw Sonic OCs, DeviantArt, and all that. All those people we used to make fun of, or we still make fun of, but secretly we do make our own OCs too. Now, to be completely honest, I don't think I've ever drawn an OC of Sonic characters at all. I used to draw Sonic a lot when I was a kid, but I always liked to draw him. I always liked to draw his head, his body, or everything. I think I still have a picture that I drew of Sonic that I cut out, but I've never made my own original Sonic character. I have made my own original characters, but nothing anthropomorphic or in the Sonic franchise. That's just not me. It's funny because I was a huge Sonic fan. Like, when I was little, and I thought, I tried out hockey. I thought I'd be a hockey player. I used to skate as fast as I could along the ice skating ring, thinking I was Sonic, and so everything, I lived and breathed Sonic when I was young. So it's kind of surprising to me that I never drew any OC Sonic characters. So yeah, so a lot of them are interested in this game now. There's a lot of DeviantArt users who love to draw Sonic OC characters that aren't really big in buying Sonic games, or the Sonic video game franchise, that are going to get this game now. Even DeviantArt tweeted about it, saying that, whoa, we should definitely support this, guys. And there's a lot, as much as you guys want to call this a Dragon Ball Xenoverse ripoff and stuff, you can't. You really can't. Because yes, like, I compare this to a whole Doctor Strange and Inception scenario. When Doctor Strange was coming out last year, when the first trailer came out around a year ago, people were saying, oh, this is an Inception ripoff. This is inspired by Inception. No, it's actually the other way around. Inception was inspired by Doctor Strange. Inception came out 2010. We never knew what it was before it came out. Doctor Strange comics have been out since the 60s. The director Nolan was inspired by the Doctor Strange comics and drawings, and he used that in his Inception. So it's all about, whoever's first. Inception came out before Doctor Strange movie, but Doctor Strange was the one that created that whole idea. Yes, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it came out before Sonic Forces, but the whole idea of OCs and, creating your own characters has been with Sonic since the beginning of the internet. Like, I've known this for the longest time. So Sega isn't copying from anybody. They may have gotten inspired by Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but they're surely not copying them at all, If anything, Dragon Ball Xenoverse might be copying from Sonic Forces, because everybody knows that A lot of Sonic fans have drawn OC characters and furries and all that. I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. So yeah, so this is going to impact the fan base. Like I even told, I was talking Mega P and everything like this. Like Sega has injected new life into the franchise and injected new life into the fan base. Like this is amazing. Like I'm not even that big into creating characters and OCs. Like I have the same Nintendo Me that I've had since 2011 when I got my 3DS. But I know how big this is for the fans, and this is interesting. I'm really excited for how this game is going to turn out to be. So that alone is very huge, and everyone is talking about it, which is great. Now Sega has brought attention to their game. This game officially has more buzz than Super Mario Odyssey. Now this whole thing might change by E3, who knows, but Sega needs to keep this going. Now like I said, like this is a very ballsy move from Sega, but good. Now Sega has always been known for taking risk and experimenting with their mascot Sonic, even if they didn't need to. From the Werehog to, you know, to the motion controls, the guns in Shadow, swords in Sonic and the Black Knight, and they've all been wrong at some point. But this time, Sega is using gimmicks that are part of the Sonic environment, and they're using what I call innovation. This is what I've been wanting Sega to do for the longest time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going back to the formula that works, the boosting formula from modern Sonic, and expanding on that. That's what I've always wanted them to do. That's what Nintendo has done with Mario. That's why we've gotten games from Mario 64 to Mario Galaxy, radically different from 64, but still has the same Mario environments, Mario gimmicks. They just evolved from that, and they even involved in that and made 3D World, and now they're taking it even a step further and making Mario Odyssey. That's what I want from Sonic. There's a difference between evolving and completely just changing everything and experimenting like Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric and all that shit, you know? So this is good. Like I said, this is also risky because people have always complained about Sonic's friends being the worst thing. And now people are going to create Sonic's friends. This could be for better or for worse, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be for better. Like I made a tweet saying that I'm going to trust Sega with this. Sega did say that they're pretty confident with this game, and Sega has never come out to say that about any game. So Sega's pretty confident. They must know what they're doing. I'm going to trust them. I'm still a bit iffy on Classic Sonic. I still want to see more gameplay of Classic Sonic, because Classic Sonic is really feeling like the third wheel right now, and he shouldn't be that. He has his own game mania. But I'm really excited for this, you know? Alright, another thing I also wanted to discuss is the grappling hook that the custom character uses. It's very much like the Enter beams that Sonic and friends used in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and basically in the Sonic Boom games it's exactly how they used it in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Like, you know, they use the Enter beams to like swing from areas, and they use it to attach on like hooks and stuff to get to, you know, hard to reach places. So, you know, I kind of think that this game is a response to Sonic Boom, like Sega laughing at Big Red Button one last time saying, haha, look, we can use the Enter Beam gameplay and even do it better, you know? I mean, I know a lot of you looking at this will say, well, isn't this like the SBO mission in Sonic Generations? You know, that in Seaside Hill? Yeah, but I don't know. It reminded me a mixture of that and the Enter Beams. And also the gun that the custom character uses reminds me of also, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog and the guns. So basically everything in the custom character gameplay is like all the previous gimmicks that Sega has ever used for Sonic, but this time making it work. You know, it's funny. So if that's what the custom character is, then I'm all for it. You know, that's kind of funny. It's almost like Sega proving to themselves that they can still put these kind of gimmicks in a Sonic game and make it work. It's also funny how the custom character has this little scouter. It's kind of like paying homage to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you know? And I also think that this whole custom character thing is a test for them to bring other characters, because if people really love the custom characters, which so far the initial response has been mostly positive, and if the game does well, Sega might start bringing back characters like Tails, Knuckles, and all of that, you know? Because I did hear the main complaints I heard from this is like, well, why do I have to play as custom characters? I want to play as Sonic's friends, you know? Which I can understand. That was the only criticism that I can understand, because Terrell made a video on that, and you know, I think this is a test for that. But I really feel like this whole create your character is not a one-time gig. Sega's going to be doing this for the future. But yeah, like, you know, there's no point for Sega to, you know, like, you know, there's some characters like cats and dogs and wolves or whatever. they're not going to make Blaze a default because Blaze is already in the story. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of confusing. And they also don't have a fox in this game, you know, which is weird, which only confirms the theory that Tails is dead in Sonic Forces. Yep, I'm still gonna go with that theory. Tails is dead because after watching this trailer, does Sonic even need Tails like at all? You know, he has you. So I'm not even gonna talk about the few negativity for this game because it's pretty stupid. Like, it's not even worth mentioning. You know, I talked about it in the previous video, so I'm not even going to talk about it. It's like, there's some people that'll just never be happy. They're complaining about the fact that you get to create your own characters. I'm not even going to talk about that. It doesn't even make sense, you know. Another thing I noticed for the custom character is that it has vocal tracks. In one of the gameplays they showed, there's a vocal track which we have not heard for the longest time since the adventure games, or arguably Sonic and the Secret Ring. So this is awesome. Like, you know, you usually Sega or Sonic team splits in two halves. There's two divisions. There's the A team and the B team. Like, the B team worked on Sonic Lost World, but all of Sonic team is working on this game. They're bringing back old crew members who worked on Sonic 06 or Sonic Unleashed and all those games, and the new ones who worked on Colors Generations. So they're combining. Like, this game is going to be huge. It does feel a little bit like a mismatch of a lot of things. But I'm sure this game is going to be interesting, very interesting. Now, in my previous video, I did talk about three things. I talked about that I wanted the custom character gameplay to be more 3D because I thought that classic Sonic would be 2D, modern Sonic would be 3D and 2D, and the custom character should be 100% 3D. But it looks like the custom character is going to be doing the same levels as modern and classic Sonic, but it's going to be in its own unique twist, which is exactly what Azuka said, that custom characters gameplay embodies all of the Sonic's gameplays. So I do hope that modern Sonic is completely 3D, because so far the teaser we got from modern Sonic 2 months ago in March was 3D. We didn't see any 2D. I just hope there's no 2D sections for modern Sonic, because that would be pretty redundant, you know. Like, I'm totally okay with the custom character having 2D sections. I see what they're going for now, you know, but I would be kind of bummed if modern Sonic also has 2D. That'll just be unnecessary at this point. Just keep it 3D. And the other thing I talked about was combat. Now, there is combat in this game. It's not werehog combat. Like I said, I did say that I didn't want it to be as combat heavy as the werehog, and I didn't want it to be as mundane as Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. But, like, there's many different animal types for the custom character. Like, okay, the one we've seen is the wolf character. Like, he looks like a fox, or people said a cat, like Bubsy the cat, but he's actually a fox. Now, the Sonic news says that there's a wolf, rabbit, cat, dog, bear, bird, and hedgehog that players can select from, each with varying special abilities. The wolf, which what we've seen, the red wolf, he automatically draws rings in when he's near them. So that's exactly what we saw when he was jumping, you know, using the burst. And I will talk about the Wisp later too. Now, Rabbit has longer invincibility time after receiving damage. So, like, anytime the Rabbit character gets hurt, he will have his invisible frames longer. And now, the cat character keeps one ring after being hit. The dog character restarts with 5 rings after the player dies. Bears blows away enemies with a homing attack. So the bear can do a homing attack, but unlike Sonic, when he homing attacks, he blows off his other enemies within the radius. And a bird flies high with double jump abilities. So it's kind of like Tails, but better. And then the hedgehog collects rings when getting damaged. Now, I don't know what they mean by that, collects rings when getting damaged. I don't know if they just mean like Sonic or whatever, but that's cool. So basically, every character you customize will play differently, which is great. You know, I don't know if Sega's going to release other animal types, but these are the main 7 variables. And the Wisps are not even called Wisps anymore in this game. They're called Wispons, which are really utilized well with the custom characters and their weapons. There's a lot of gadgetry for the custom characters. You know, it says in this just announced gameplay style, players will be equipping their custom hero with one of a variety of powerful unique gadgets called Wispons. Wispons are an evolution of the color powers from Sonic Colors and double as both offensive abilities and as a way to platform through levels quickly. Along with the Wispon, the hero character will have a grappling hook they can utilize to quickly traverse across zones. So every custom character will have grappling hooks, which is cool. You know, that's why I instantly fell in love with the custom character, because the way he just shot out his grappling hook like Spider-Man, Ah, I love that. But yeah, so you see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Evolving. See the key word here? Evolution. Sega is evolving with the Wisps. I've never had a problem with the Wisps. I just felt like they were only really great in Sonic Colors. Ever since then, they were not used well. You know, they were very gimmicky in Sonic Generations, but it was only for one level, but you had to use the same Wisp repeatedly to traverse the stage, which got pretty annoying, especially for classic Sonic Spike. And in Lost World, they were just really pointless. They were unnecessary. Rhythm Wisp, really, that is single-handedly the worst Wisp in the entire franchise. Rhythm Wisp, up to this day, I still don't know what the purpose of a Rhythm Wisp is. And then Asteroid, just all these Wisps that didn't make sense. The only one that was useful was the laser. But now Sega is finally bringing back the Wisp with a purpose. You know, like you either have a purpose for these Wisps or don't include them at all. So I still saw a Wisp for Modern Sonic, but it looks like the only Wisp he'll be using is the Boost Wisp, which I have no problem. They're limiting the boost, and I honestly have no problem with that. I don't need it to be a boost heavy game, you know. I do want a lot more exploration and platforming and not just linear boost to win. And it says players can also customize the hero character's looks by choosing, swapping hundreds of accessories and outfit options. That part actually reminded me of Splatoon for a little bit. And yeah. And no matter what hero the player chooses to create, it will be featured throughout the entire game. I do hope though that you can change your hero mid-game, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to create 7 different files to play as 7 different customizable heroes. But I can understand if that will completely change the game, then I can understand Sega like locking in your customizable character. And yeah. And in the first for the Sonic franchise, the character the player creates will be a key part of the story, appearing not only in cutscenes, but by being a crucial element in helping Sonic reclaim the world from Eggman's domination. Will the custom character be silent? No, he will be in the cutscenes. He will be part of the story. If you guys have played Minecraft story mode, crap, I already forgot what the name of it's called. You know that Minecraft video game I played from Telltale last year? Yeah, you could customize your Minecraft character to be any race, and male and female, and there was already a voice for the male for the male character and a voice for the female character. I feel like that's what they're going to do for the customizable character. They're going to have a female voice and a male voice that will basically, you know, voice all the male and female customizable characters. I hope they do that. That's cool. And of course, Modern Sonic will still be voiced by Roger Craig Smith. I don't know about Classic Sonic. I don't know if he'll still be silent, but might as well run with it. I would like that. Roger Craig Smith to voice Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic to remain silent, and the custom character to have male and female voice actors. That'll be cool. So I like how this gives you options. Gives you options how you want to play the third character. That's why I feel like this is a better idea than bringing Sonic's friends, and then you'll be forced to treasure hunt with Knuckles or be in mechs with Tails, or you'll be forced to play one type of gameplay. Whereas this, you'll get to have many different gameplays. And it's funny, people said, oh, I'm still going to create Adventure Sonic. Oh, I'm going to create Bubsy. Bubsy's still going to be in this game. Or I'm going to create, you know, Original, the character, Do Not Steal. It's like, that's great. You can create whatever the hell you want to create. You know, like me, I'm going to create Elise the Hedgehog. I'm just playing. But yeah, what I think is, any of you that loved games like Sonic Heroes, if you love Sonic Heroes, you should love this game, because this game definitely has some Heroes elements. Matter of fact, I agree with what some people said. This game feels more like a spiritual successor to Sonic Unleashed than Sonic Generations. This game does not feel anything like Generations. People are just saying Generations because Classic Sonic is in it. Don't judge this game by face value. Like, this game has a world map, there's missions. It feels like a Sonic Unleashed type of game. And it's funny that some people that love Sonic Unleashed are hating on this game. But like I said, I'm not even going to talk about the haters, because at this point, I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty stupid. I'm just glad that a lot of people are loving this idea, and I cannot wait to see what Sega offers in E3. I hope we see all different gameplay styles for the custom character, both 2D and 3D. Alright guys, sign your comments down below. This was a pretty lengthy video, but I just wanted to talk about how this game will forever change the Sonic fan base completely. Like, I totally believe that, and I think this will impact the franchise, will give new life to it, and it will impact for better, for worse, but I think for better. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Remember to smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, swag out.